Today I went for a walk in the woods at a local park, and I had some pretty interesting thoughts while out there. I highly recommend walking in the woods by yourself at least once every few weeks. It's like taking a shower. It's something you just have to do. So I had some thoughts about humanity and how we've been growing here on this planet for a long, long time. The planet is over 4 billion years old, and the force of life has created some incredible, incredible trees of life. And most species so far have gone extinct, but for some reason, the line leading to humans did not go extinct. And we are fortunate enough to be walking along the path of life, of existence. And the odd thing about being a human is we have something called an ego. There's an illusion that we are separate from everything else that's going on in the universe. And somehow we are other than the force of life that is going on around us. This is an illusion. And it came to me while out there in the woods that perhaps this is the great filter. This is the thing that makes the tree of life fall in the other planets, because there are so many potentially habitable planets in the universe, in the order of uncountable. And in the Milky Way alone, there are probably millions of planets where life can live. But for some reason, we haven't been able to detect life there. Not yet. No life has been detected outside of Earth, especially not intelligent life. And it's quite possible that the insanity of the ego is the cause for the Great Filter. The Great Filter is something that all civilizations possibly face along their development, where they can't get past it. And for some reason or another, they destroy themselves and go extinct. Now, it took millions and millions and millions of years, ages and eons, for life to arrive on the scene in Earth. And it's staggering how long it's been. We have been here for but a blink of an eye. And already, egos have nearly destroyed the place. During the Cold War, there were at least 6 incidents where nuclear war was almost started. This is insanity. And this is all to do with a feeling of separateness and enmity with each other and with life itself. It's total insanity to want to explode a nuclear weapon on the face of the planet. It's like, would you set off fireworks inside of an aircraft that you're traveling in? Like a airliner, you're going on vacation, would you set off fireworks in it? No. It might catch something on fire and burn the whole place down. The same kind of insanity is going to war with each other, fighting each other, because eventually the disagreement could get so bad that somewhere along the line a nuclear shootout occurs. This is truly a threatening situation, which, if we get past this, I will be amazed. If humanity passes the test of developing an ego and then bringing that ego into the light of consciousness to the point where we realize, oh, well, we're doing this because we're basically mentally ill and we need to examine our choices before we pollute the environment, before we kill each other, before we put labels on each other and organize into camps and try to kill each other. This is total insanity and will bring about the fall of the species if something doesn't change. But the thing is, life is very tenacious. Even if humans extinct themselves and blow up the planet with nuclear weapons, frankly, Earth has survived worse. And there have been mass extinctions from which there was again biodiversity afterwards. And if we blow ourselves up, you can bet that as the ages pass, as the eons go by, as the world turns, there will be life again. Conscious life? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know if conscious life is a good thing in general. In fact, it could be that once we get to consciousness for a few 100,000 years, it's inevitable that we destroy ourselves because of that very thing, ego. Ego is the feeling of anxiety, of fear, of separateness from existence and life, and it is paired with extreme intelligence in our cortex, and we can tell our cortex to create extremely destructive things to use against each other. And that, frankly, is our greatest test. The possibility of Earth remaining inhabited with humans is on the edge of a knife right now. It could go either way. There are so many ways that we could destroy ourselves or create something from which we would not survive. Leaving the planet is barely possible right now, let alone creating something habitable on the moon or Mars. Those are probably the most important things that are being worked on right now from a science standpoint, that and defeating aging. But from a psychology standpoint, there's equally important work to be done, and that is, how do we avoid becoming a ruin? How do we avoid becoming a deadfall in the woods of the trees of life? We don't want to go extinct. But one thing we know is that water is a very simple molecule, and it seems like wherever we find water, wherever we find liquid water, we find life.